VAR referee prevents Liverpool from qualifying for Champions League. With the Aston Villa match played by Liverpool last night, the 7-game winning streak of the last weeks came to an end. Raising the form chart, the Reds tried hard to get into the top 4, but that didn't happen. It's been a pretty tumultuous week for Liverpool main man Jürgen Klopp, as his team's slender hopes of securing the Champions League berth have taken yet another blow, this time against Aston Villa. VAR's catastrophe seems to follow Klopp like a shadow, sparking growing horror after Roberto Firmino's 89-minute equaliser only saved a draw. The arbitral award adds to Klopp's growing list of complaints. Klopp's critical comments about referee Paul Tierney saw him drop into the stands for this match. But the distance did not lessen his amazement over two controversial incidents, especially involving promising Dutch forward Cody Gakpo. Match official John Brooks cancelled Gakpo's goal after consulting VAR. But he avoided contact line scrutiny of a seemingly tough challenge from Aston Villa's Tyrone Mings against Gakpo. Mings got away with a yellow card. VAR considered the fight reckless but not worth the red card. Klopp protested after the match. He also questioned the disallowed goal and expressed his belief in the referee's claim that it was a subjective decision and an unintentional act by the defender. Klopp argued otherwise. As if the VAR and refereeing decisions weren't frustrating enough for Klopp, he also highlighted Villa's time-wasting antics and rhythm-breaking tactics. In a fierce critique, Klopp compared the situation to the last games of Sevilla v Juventus and Leverkusen v Rome and expressed his disappointment with the conventional nature of these tactics. A 10-minute grace period was acceptable today, but you felt 5 more minutes were justified, complained Klopp. Despite visible disappointment, Klopp remained gracious in acknowledging Liverpool's underrated performances. He admitted that Liverpool's quality this season is more suited to a Europa League spot than the Champions League. Our performances are too often below par and have been for too long. Klopp made clear the Reds' struggle for consistency this season. On a day marred by controversy and disappointment, Roberto Firmino's late strike offered a glimmer of joy. It served as a fitting farewell for the Brazilian, who left the club after 8 productive years. Firmino wasn't the only one to say goodbye, with James Milner, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Naby Keita also poised to leave as their contracts expire next month. There's no excuse for anything. It wasn't easy because we all love these 4 kids, Klopp added on an emotionally charged day in Anfield. After a disappointing season, Liverpool's plight is compounded by VAR discussions and match official decisions. We can hope that Klopp, known for his passion and courage, can help the club navigate this stormy sea and set course for calmer waters. For now, all eyes are on the fiery German, cheerful VAR and Liverpool's turbulent journey. Klopp hailed Liverpool's new sporting director. It's been a turbulent season in every respect for Liverpool. While some transfers that were not made or made at the beginning of the season received criticism, the Reds' formless league appearance upset everyone. Also in November, Reds owner FSG announced that they were putting Liverpool up for sale, and the situation got more complicated. While all this was going on, sporting director Julian Ward announced that he would step down at the end of the season and Klopp took a big hit. However, at this point, the season is over and work continues to set sail for a new adventure. Jürgen Klopp openly praised Jörg Schmadtke's confirmation of his appointment as Liverpool's next sporting director. Recent reports cite that the former Wolfsburg chief is a clear frontrunner to replace Julian Ward, who will leave after spending just 12 months on the job this summer. Schmadtke is famous for being pointed, but he has no previous experience for one of Europe's truly elite clubs. This causes it to be described as a risky choice. But even as Klopp refrained from admitting that a deal had been signed for his move to Liverpool, he insisted that he had no doubts about the 59-year-old's credentials. The Reds boss also pushed back suggestions that he had a major influence on the hiring process. When asked if Schmadtke would be suitable, he said, "I can't talk about it. But if it does happen, it wouldn't be a Jürgen Klopp signature because we're both Germans or we both know each other. It wouldn't have anything to do with it. I can say that. I've known Jörg Schmadtke for a very long time. He probably doesn't know me as long as I've known him, because he was a much better player. But at a similar moment we started our second career. I became coach in Mainz and he became sporting director in Aachen. I know he's a good guy and a smart guy. He's very good at what he does in Germany, very successful. He has good character, good personality, good humor, I've known that from a few minutes next to the pitch. We can talk about Michael Zorc. I know him much better in a similar age group, similar situation, a little longer in retirement. There are good sporting directors in Germany you wouldn't believe, said. Liverpool need a sporting director after Julian Ward, and this summer's transfers are crucial. That's why there is a belief that FSG will bring in a sporting director who should be well positioned and cooperate well with Klopp. In the summer we can see a very aggressive Liverpool. Liverpool gave a brutal $44 million transfer lesson, but Jürgen Klopp could fix the problem with a signing. Klopp was asked about his thoughts on Oxlade-Chamberlain's Anfield career, after confirming he would be leaving this summer after his contract with the club expired. I remember the game against Roma and I had no idea how to rank it. It was that good and it was almost irreplaceable in the moment, Liverpool manager Jürgen Klopp said of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain on Friday. The match against Roma was the first leg of the Champions League semi-final in April 2018, and Oxlade-Chamberlain suffered a devastating knee injury in the first half. The distress in his knee damaged the medial ligaments and tendons leading to his hamstring. It took him 316 days to get back into action as he missed 43 games. And the prevailing narrative of not being the same player since then carries weight when you look at the numbers. In 43 pre-injury matches for Liverpool, he scored 5 goals and provided 8 assists. What's more, his tally of 17 Premier League starts that season is more than he's accomplished in the last 3 campaigns. But do Liverpool have the right to feel that this $44 million transfer has been so difficult to begin with when it was clearly a gamble? Oxlade-Chamberlain missed nearly 17 months with Arsenal. That's an average of 16 games per season. Not much short of half the Premier League campaign. There is a feeling the Brits have a story of what could happen to Liverpool's relationship, but there is a clear lesson for the Reds as well. He should definitely avoid signing injury-prone players while renewing his midfield this summer. Oxlade-Chamberlain certainly isn't the only one who fits that label. At the end of last year's transfer window, Liverpool had 10 top midfield options, with nearly half of them having poor fitness records. Naby Keita, Thiago, Arthur and Oxlade-Chamberlain are prime examples. 3 of them are leaving within the next month. This gives the club an opportunity to restructure its roster with resilient players. You might think this is an obvious requirement without needing to say, but the deals for Oxlade-Chamberlain, Arthur and Thiago point to a disproportionately damaging trend in midfield. Liverpool should target players with outstanding availability, such as Inter's Nicolo Barella, who have missed just 2 games in the past 3 years. And likewise, a potential midfielder should be rejected if he has a history of injury, even if it ticks almost every other box.